Hi guys, welcome back to Lou's Beauty Closet. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Lou. I post weekly beauty and luxury videos. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed, ring the bell so you don't miss out on any videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. Up the makeup collection series, I'm finishing on a strong note and we are getting into my tools. So we're talking makeup brushes, makeup sponges and the like. Tools are just as important as the makeup products. Sometimes you can have a mediocre product, have a really good tool and you can make it work. So guys, enough waffling from me. We're going to get into these pots and see the tools that I've amassed over the years. Now, forgive some of my brushes because they are dirty and they do washing and stuff, but you know, it's reality. I use my stuff. It is what it is. So I'm just going to show you the tools that I have, the things that I use also to clean and all that kind of funky stuff. Obviously, I know that this is definitely more stuff than the average person uses or even needs. But, you know, it's kind of my passion. It's my thing. And yeah, I've been collecting like brushes and tools since like it's been over 3 years now. I don't think that because I've got expensive brushes here that are all you need them. You definitely don't need them. I definitely did makeup perfectly fine without expensive brushes. Just thought I'd put that in there because especially with these kind of videos, people compare. And I don't want you guys to just compare your collections with mine or think that you can't do makeup because you don't have what I have. So let's get this one out the way first, I reckon. So this is my expensive brush collection. So I've just put it in I've just repurposed my Byredo candle, like the way this looks. So I just kept this pot as like my really expensive brushes. You have one hourglass brush. And this is the, what's it called? The Vanish foundation brush. I like that it's flat bottom so it can basically stand on its vanity by itself, but it goes in a pot. The shape, it gets into the contours and the crevices. The density is perfect for foundation. The only thing is it is a nightmare to clean because of how dense it is. This was not an easy decision buying this brush. It's really nice and soft. I got my makeup done a few times and they used this brush on me, and with my eyes closed I was like, oh my gosh, what brush is that? It feels amazing, and the finish that it was giving my skin to was really nice. Then next I have a Ray Morris brush. This is the only brush I have. It's the Ray Morris #1 brush. I don't even know what type of hair this is, but it's expensive. This I got in the set with the powder, their invisible mattifier, so I literally just used this brush for that product. Other selling point with these brushes are they're magnetic. They've got like a magnet at the bottom. So she sells this plate. She's got like a plate, she's got a frame, and if you put it on the plate, there's like a plate that you put the brush on. It can hold like maybe 3 brushes and they stick to it. So you don't need to worry about putting them in pots. She's also got a square frame where you can hang the brushes this way, you can hang them that way. And you can throw your brushes. So you can hang them in various different directions and it saves space instead of having a table full of brush pots. Then we'll move on to my Wayne Goss brushes. So I have a few. This also was a while. It took me collecting these. So I've got 4 Wayne Goss brushes. So this one, I've got 2 eye brushes, 2 face brushes, the Wayne Goss #8. In a lot of my tutorials, you'll see me using this to tightline. That is legit the only reason why I got this brush. It's perfect shape, perfect size for tight lining. I love how small it is. Then I've got the Wayne Goss #19 brush. This has been perfect, godsend for eye look. Beautiful, beautiful brush, really soft. And I use this for crease work. And because of the size, it's perfect for hooded eyes, which I have. This is the number 10 cheek brush. You guys are probably in shock, horror that it's pink because I use this for blush and highlight. And the colour comes out, although the longer you leave it, the harder it is, but the colour does come out. Again, the tapered edge, the design, super easy, super slick. It's black, it looks nice on your vanity, and I really love it. It's nice. I've not needed to use brush guards with any of the Wayne Goss brushes. I just, when I wash them, I just manually manipulate them back into shape. Last Wayne Goss brush is the airbrush, and this one, he did a holiday version, all sorts of versions, so this is absolutely gorgeous. This is the only one I have to be really careful when I'm shaping, when I'm washing, because it dries the way you shape it. For really soft, it does shed, mine does shed quite a bit, but I know I've come to expect that that's actually normal for this brush. So soft. I've used this to set my under eyes, to dust away excess powder on my under eyes. I've used this for blush and highlight as well. And I have the newest additions in my collection. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen these when I posted these. But this is my Sonia G set. I've not actually used these yet. This is the Pro Eye set. Really excited to get these. When I was doing my research on these brushes, I started making a list of the ones I wanted, and I think all but one made the list, and I saw that she had the set, so I was like, why not just get the set? It has changed the handle, because before it was like really, it was like this thickness all the way down and it was quite square. So she's made it a lot more tapered, which I'm actually happy with. This is the Crease Pro, so it's going to be great for crease work. It's the natural size, natural hair rather. This is the Pencil Pro, so this is going to be good for smudging, smoky eye work, lower lash line work. This is the, again, natural hair. This one is the Worker Pro. This is going to be a great multi-purpose, multitask brush. I think this is going to give my MAC 217 a run for its money. Not necessarily just the natural fibre brushes, a bit denser. And this one, I've got the Blender Pro. So this is going to be great for blending work. It is a bit bigger. And then this one is the Builder Pro. So this is going to give my MAC 242 a run for its money as well. So yeah, I've got Sigma, my nice Real Techniques, and like my MAC brushes. This is like my next lot down, but they're like face and eye brushes, ones that I use frequently but nicer. My Sigma E40 brush, you guys should be well familiar with this brush in my collection. It literally features in most of my tutorials. And then I have my Sigma F40. The name is rubbed off, but because they engrave it, you can still read it. So this is a angled contour brush, so I love using this for blush. I've also been using it for contour a lot more now. It's still so soft and beautiful. Then I've got this one, is my unicorn brush. This is my Real Techniques 301. I think I've only used it once. It's super dense, so it's a bit hard to clean. But yeah, it's just for aesthetics, this one. This is my Sigma powder brush. This is the F30 large powder. Love this. This one always comes with me on holiday, when I'm traveling, everywhere. This is the hardest brush to travel with as well, because it's so long, it's like hard to store, but I love this brush, so dense, so easy to use. 164, I think, 164 or 184. It's the buffer brush. It's basically a flat top kabuki. Love using this for foundation. It's fantastic. It is really annoying to clean though, because of how dense it is. You really have to get in there at the bottom. Really good brush. It's doing this weird thing where it's like flaking off though, all the edges, so I don't know what's going on there. This is part of the Opulence collection. I've got this one. It's my only Smith brush. It's the Smith 214. It's just an angled spoolie basically. It takes getting used to using it. Sometimes I end up turning it, but it's actually really cool to have. Then I've got another Sigma brush. This is my fan. This is my F42. This was an upgrade. I think I had a Morphe fan before, and then I just upgraded to this one. So it's really nice. I like the fact that it's smaller, so you can be precise and get into like your powder highlights, and then you can also pick brushes up, pick powder highlights up like that. Nice and soft. I have my Sigma concealer brush. This is my F75. I like the arrowhead that it has, because I can get into my under eyes and also my eyes if I'm cutting creases with this. My Sigma E35. This is another staple brush. I'm probably going to need to buy another one though, because it's wiggling. The ferrule's wiggling. I don't know what's going on there. Then this is the only other Morphe brush I have. I think it's just a Morphe spoolie. It's just a spoolie and the angled bit at the bottom. My MAC 242. Yep. It's dirty, guys. It's been used. But staple brush in my collection. These two MAC brushes were like the first proper big girl upgrades I did, and I remember feeling so like, you know, grown, because of how expensive these brushes are. They're not cheap brushes at all. But really love this. This was a game changer for me in terms of eye makeup. And I've got my standard 217 staple. I should have bought two of these, because now they're synthetic. Obviously, this is a staple brush. This was also a game changer for me. Then I've got another fancy Real Techniques one. This is the 304. This is purely for aesthetics. I hardly use this. It's just really pretty having cute brushes on my vanity. It's so soft. I've got another pretty aesthetic brush. This is the B01. This is from their blue squirrel line, but I've actually been using it now for powder. I have my Zoeva 223 Petite Eye Blender. This I use for lower lash line looks, and in a corner, nice and dense, picks up product quite well. This is part of the Opulence collection. Not gonna lie, I got this collection purely because of the maroon color. Then lastly, I have this brush, which is the MAC 140, and it's the SES. I think it means special edition, but it's also shorthand. This came with my Whisper of Guilt highlighter. So they have this brush, but in the longer version. It's really thick and dense. You can use it for highlight, but I hardly use it for that, because I feel like I don't have control of highlight when I use it. I use this for bronzing and for contouring sometimes, like blending out contour, but mainly for bronzing. Because of how big it is, I can just get into the contours of my face. And next, I have this rose gold pot. I got this pot from Kmart. I don't know if they still do it. This is just this started off as like my eye brushes, and then now because I've got a bigger collection, I've been able to separate my brushes a lot more. It's just a Morphe brush from, and it's actually getting deformed. I don't know what's going on, but it's the Morphe M321. This is my first pencil brush. It was just at the time what I could get when I was just starting my collection. I just wanted affordable brushes. Super small, and it doesn't really pick up much, so it probably will go out of my collection. Next, I've got my Swish brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't really use this one anymore. Since I washed it, it's kind of become deformed, and the bristles have been a bit flayed or splayed, however you say it. And yeah, so now it's not like a nice point. My Zoeva wing liner brush, this is my 317. This is a fantastic wing liner brush. If you're needing this, it's so precise. I've used it for glitter, as you can see. But if you do like doing gel liner, this is a fantastic brush to use. Then I've also got so this is all part of the opulence set that I got. This is the 331 Precision Lip Brush. I also use this for like primers and glitter glues and things like that. You can even use it for tight lining if you don't want the Wayne Goss one, but it's a lot taller, so you won't have as much control. Then I have this duo brush, which came with the After Dark palette. I just kept the brush. I like using brushes like this for applying glitters, applying glitter glues and things like that, because you've got really short shader here and a really fluffy one. So I don't have the palette, but I kept the brush. My Real Techniques, what's it called? Shading brush. This was before I got into MAC and all that brushes. This was my eyeshadow brush. This was to do all. This was the shader, this was the smoky eye, this was packing it on. Again, as part of we'll just finish with the Opulence collection from Zoeva. So here I've got the cream shader 233. This is also a good brush for using for concealer. This is the Petite Fan, the 137. I wish a lot more companies brought brushes out like this. Really nice for getting into like the inner corner of your eyes, also doing like nose, highlight, cupid's bow if you're into that kind of thing. I've got the 227. This one is a blend. This is a synthetic and natural hair blend, because this is the original 227 that I have. So, and then this is the Concealer Buffer 142. Very dense brush. This is the original Zoeva 217, I think 227, sorry. I think I bought this because it was a dupe for MAC 217. Shorter, but it's a similar setup, similar shape brush, similar hair. The Zoeva one is a lot softer, the MAC one is a lot rougher though, but when you look at them side by side, you'll see that this is a lot thinner, this is a lot thicker, a lot denser, and it's a bit shorter and more domed. I have these Real Technique brushes which were part of a set at the time. So this is just like an angled fluffy brush, and this is a domed one. This brush came with all my acrylic storage. It's from Etika. I also use this for primers. And this is a Real Techniques setting brush. A lot of people probably have this in their collection. This is fantastic for setting your under eyes, for sweeping away excess powder, fallout. I've used this to actually apply concealer under my eyes too. So this is my Colourpop F16. This one was just on promotion. It came with the foundation at the time. I've got my Sigma F37. I love this brush. It's tapered highlight. I have my phases where I go through different brushes for highlighting. Then I've got this Duo Fiber from Real Techniques. I use this for the Benefit foundation. Really nice for soft application of creams because it is Duo Fiber. Back when my collection was still small, this was a multi-purpose brush for me. This was foundation application, this was powder, everything. Then I've got another Real Techniques brush. This was just the cheek brush. I used this for blush back then. Sometimes even like cream products as well, cream blushes, cream highlights. Sometimes I use this for the Expert Face brush from Real Techniques. At the time when I had this was like my go-to foundation brush. And I've got this one, which is the sculpting brush, which has been used as well. So the Real Techniques sculpting brush, I actually quite like using this for foundation. This is slept on brush. A lot of people do not talk about this brush for foundation. I quite love it because of the shape. It gets into those contours of your face as well. And then I have a lot of like less used brushes here. So this is from this is the stippling brush. So I bought this purely because of cream products. So when I need to use those, I can use this too. I've got a fan. This was my first, other than the Morphe fan that I did have, but I no longer have. This was the other fan I had. So it came in a set. So it was just good for highlights. This is what I used to highlight before. This is a contour brush from Sigma. This is the F17. I just got this to try out this shape of brush. I found that it since doesn't work for me, and I've not really got the heart to get rid of it. This was back when cream contour was such a big thing, but it's so difficult to use this kind of brush and manipulate it, so I probably will declutter that. And these two I do not really reach for. This is the face shape brush, and this is the Petite Face Definer. So this is the 110 and this is the 135. These are Zoeva brushes. I don't really have a use for these in my collection, so I probably could declutter these two as well. I know the face shape, people used to use this for like cream contour as well, to like draw the lines on their face and things, and even concealer and buff stuff out. Then you guys have probably seen this in the background of a lot of my videos. This is just my mirror. It's the Kat Von D mirror. It's got like stars on it and it says the brand name. I just liked the ink seal because this is a signature of her brand. I since don't buy any new Kat Von D products now, but I'm still going to use this mirror. I spent my money on it. I quite like it as a handheld mirror. This is my go-to mirror. This is my skincare brushes. This one, I literally just got this brush from Kmart. It's like a foundation brush. I love using it to apply face masks. I know people have brought out skincare brushes. I just don't need to do that. Don't need to buy them. It's a mask and smoothing brush. So I really like it because you can scoop out your, you know, those masks that are pretty hard to get to. And the shape of it means you can put it around your face, especially around your nose and things. Then I just have this spatula that I got from Z Palette, but I think I got it on the Makeup Geek site. So one side is pointy, so this is good for depotting. And this side is flat, and this is, I just used, it's also good for depotting. But I also use these to scoop out products from jars. I don't like putting my fingers into jars. I have 4 Beauty Blender sponges. Got a sapphire one. I've got a black one. This is my newest. And this is the sort of lavender one. This is so big because it came with a Beauty Blender solid. So that's why it's this size. But I got this. And because I have enough of them, I can afford to use them and not, you know, be lazy and not wash them all the time. This is the oldest one I have. This is the pink one. So I have the Insta Clean to clean the Beauty Blender sponges. There, it actually works quite well. I do forget that I have this and use this sometimes, but it's got a lot of, there's lavender oil in this and lavender, and it's really, really poignant smell. I use this to clean them, like spot clean, obviously, not to clean my brushes generally. I have the Beauty Blender solid soap to clean these, which I absolutely love. And I've also been using the liquid soap, which is just as fantastic. Speaking of brush cleansers, so this is like my spot cleanser for Beauty Blender sponges. Obviously, I forgot to use it with this one. Then I've also got the Mecca Cosmetica brush spray. This one, it's okay. It's not my favourite of brush sprays that I've used, like brush cleansers, spot brush cleansers, but the fact that they've put a spray nozzle, I really appreciate because it makes it so much easier to use. Colour switches. I've got the Sephora Veromona one. Don't know what the difference is. Brush in here and it collects all the impactor on the brush, and you can go into another eyeshadow. If you have those hair donuts, it's kind of the similar material. You can also use that if you want. You just take this out, wash it, clean the tin and put it back. This is the same thing. This is just the Veromona one, so I've just got 2. And last bit of tools, I've got the NARS pencil sharpener. I recently upgraded my pencil sharpener. I had like a random drugstore one. I just got this, which I've been liking. And then I've just got a random, I think this is a Revlon eyelash curler, just a random one. I really want the Surat Beauty one, but I can't justify a $40 eyelash curler just yet. And then I've also got the MAC lash applicator tool. I've been loving this tool. It's so good, the shape. It's just really cool because of the curve. You can get so close to your lashes. I have a brush tree that I think it's called the Bendable brush tree. It was on Beautylish, but they no longer stock it. So I'm sure Kmart and Target and that has things like that where I wash my brushes, put them on. And I have some Sigma brush cleansing mats. But I have a video all on like cleansing brushes and stuff, which I'll put on the screen for you guys. But yeah, that's all my tools. Like I said, it took me a long time to amass these. You know, you start with one sponge with one nice brush. Eventually you buy another. Before you know it, you've got pots full of brushes as well. Right, so that is it, guys. That is basically my whole makeup collection. You've seen it all. If you've made it to this video and you haven't had a chance to check out the rest of my makeup collection, I'll be linking everything on your screen for you so you can check it out. I'll also make a playlist of this series so that you can go back and relive the magic all over again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. And if you're already subscribed, consider hitting that bell so you don't miss out on any more videos from me. Thank you so much guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you back again. Bye. And your shimmers. So this is and then that way. Like a greyish tone. Really cool toned one. Oh. What's that? What's that?